Hey, everybody, welcome back into another edition of the DrBicuspid.com podcast. My name is Kevin Henry, editor-in-chief for Dr. Bicuspid. I really appreciate you joining us today, and I'm thrilled to have on Alex Vandiver, who is the CEO of the American Board of Dental Examiners. How are you today, sir?
I'm really well. Thank you for having me, Kevin.
Hey, glad to have you on. I'm excited to talk about this today and excited to see what's going on whenever it comes to this organization. But before we dive into it, would you mind just giving us a little bit of background on you?
Sure. First of all, I just want to make sure everybody knows I'm not a clinician. I have had the ability and opportunity to work with lots of terrific clinicians and support what their needs and goals are with this organization. I came in to this previous name or that we'll talk a little bit about probably today of some of the mergers and changes about 2014. Prior to that, I was working at the Joint Commission in Chicago, working with physicians and nurses in the accreditation space.
Yeah, and I'm glad you brought that up because the American Board of Dental Examiners is a new entity. So where did this come from and why now?
Sure, thank you. It's been a little bit of a journey to get here, and for the profession itself, to give a lot of history here for licensure purposes. Many boards were organized as the Board of Dental Examiners. They were charged with protecting the public and looking at how to license their particular folks in their state, and they had exams or tests or things that they would do. In 1969, the Regional Board of Dental Examiners, NERB, came into existence and put together the first 8 states. And after that, there were lots of regional examinations that sort of were born across the country in different places. And that served a great purpose because it allowed people to be more reasonable, portable within those spaces and states, and is to start to create common standards across the board. And eventually, as national exams came into play and portability across many, many states became into play, and that was definitely much more of things that licensees and new graduates wanted to do. There was a demand to make that, instead of regionals, to become much more of a national standard. And so over the past couple of years, there have been a lot of different ways that we've tried to put the space together. And I'll go into that if you want a little bit of that. But currently, what we would look at is probably the last merger of those types of things. We've become the American Board of Dental Examiners, and we have left behind a lot of acronyms that were confusing to people. A Western Regional Exam with REB, the CDCA, which was a follower of Northeast, CETA, which was the Council of Interstate, which was more of a Southeast regional. All of those things, as we started to look at it, how can we serve the public better? How can we serve the boards better? And how can we serve licensure candidates? We became under this umbrella of ADEX, and that's really kind of how it came about. And there's a lot of background between all those things and different iterations of that. But as of September 1st of this year, all of those organizations are together in one space.
You mentioned portability, and we know compacts are such a big talk right now. How important is it right now to have this meet the demands of what the dental industry needs?
Well, sure. I think one of the things that we've always tried to be responsive to is to try to create acceptance across multiple states with working with state boards, never compromising though what that critical minimal competency standard would be. And also to do so with a second order performance examination, which the hand skills, if you will. And that has been part of the common DNA of all of the different organizations, the regionals, that we're able to, that are all in one national organization now. And that's really also a definition of what a lot of these compacts have been built for, is to create that portability. Now, with this ADEX examination for dental and dental hygiene, they can go to 51 jurisdictions, wherever they are, and they already have that portability. I think there's also, with the last couple of years, what's been done to help support the military around all the state boards to expedite all that licensure. Really, a lot of that problem has already been solved for dental professionals, but we are obviously is supportive of compacts as well to help support whatever those needs, as long as they are still able to meet and protect the public.
One thing I found very interesting in the news release that came out around this merger was the fact that there are now exam locations that are international as well. Why is that important?
Sure. So there's a couple different reasons how those things came about. First, the easiest one to do is that CODA, which is the National Dental Accrediting Body of schools, has expanded internationally. So there are now 2 CODA approved schools, one in Saudi Arabia in Jeddah, King Abdulaziz University, which is it's a fantastic facility, and another one in Turkey that just came on board this year. We are actually going to give our first licensure examination in Jeddah in January of this year. We're also seeing is that American standard is something that is desired for the Saudi kingdom. They look to that as wanting their schools to be as elevated and high as possible. We're working with the commission itself to help look at other schools that even aren't accredited by CODA. We also have other places that use that same standard. The Commonwealth of Jamaica, we give exams there. There's a pathway for California through a University of Leon in Mexico. Folks that are in Canada that want to get licensure in America, we go to Nova Scotia to provide an exam there. So opportunities for us to be able to provide those examinations and do so directly at the schools in which they're learning.
I know a lot of the focus may be on dentists whenever we talk about a subject like this, but you said that there are opportunities, dental hygienists, dental assistants, even that you feel like there could be greater things ahead for those two. Talk to me a little bit about what it means for team members as well.
What we're seeing is that there are opportunities as the way the dental profession evolves, for expanded functions for dental assistants, for dental therapy. And those are things in which state boards are interested in making sure that the hand skills competency is there as well as the knowledge factor. So we test both of those things. We are seeing, while there is national portability for instance, for dental hygiene and dentistry, you don't have that necessarily for these other mid-level providers. Many states don't even provide those opportunities yet. But for dental therapy, there's 14 different states now that are either considering it or already put in laws in place for that. So we have long established exams we give in Minnesota for dental therapists. There's a new one we did in Washington this year at Skagit that is now we're able to, they're licensing professionals there in Washington, Michigan. We're looking through all those different expanded function dental assisting in Ohio is also very much of the same exam we give for what is called in the Northwest as dental hygiene restorative. So there are a lot of different ways that by having a national organization like the American Board of Dental Examiners, we can help work with boards to start looking at common standards and to allow for, as they're considering different laws and rules that legislatures bring them, to help provide those common standards and work well for both professionals as well as the board members that are trying to navigate all this.
Now that the merger has taken place, what do you hope lies ahead in 2026 and beyond? What are the biggest things that you would like to see changed or really improved upon?
Well, I think one of the things that we have been doing, and there was when you say the merger, it's the kind of compilation of those things. We were able to, by the first large merger that we were able to put together as an organization, happened in 2021, which was the Western Regional Examining Board, REB, and CDCA, which was the larger organization in the East. We have offices in Phoenix, we have an office in Maryland, and then other professionals, about 46 staff across the country. A lot of the things that we're able to do are foundational to where we're at now. We were able to put together different systems. We're all cloud-based now. We found a lot of efficiencies in the way that we work. Schools have only one organization that they have to work with. Candidates don't have to look and worry about the laws in different states. Now they have a common place to go to. All of that has also supported the idea that we haven't had to, even in a highly inflationary marketplace, we haven't had to raise prices for 3 years. Our exam fee has remained constant. And so that's been exciting about being able to kind of take advantage of the efficiencies of, working through that. But now that we kind of have the ability now to have already done all that foundational work, now that we're the American Board of Dental Examiners, we can actually work more directly with the states themselves in helping to fulfill and work with the needs that they're seeing. Lots of complex legislation going out there. We are also excited that we're able to now have representation from every state, not only with dentists, but with dental hygienists. Dental hygienists are very excited about having that voice in both exam development and also in supporting the exam administration that we're doing. The thing that I've learned as not being a clinician is how amazing our dentists and dental hygienists are and how they care about the profession that they are working in and working to support this. Once no one is sitting there looking that they want someone to fail, they want to keep a minimal standard, but they want to make that and protect the ideals that they've been working hard for over their careers, and they are just amazing to work with and care so much about the professionals and the profession itself.
And last question for you, and I want to follow up on a point you just made about the high standards that I think everybody expects in dentistry. It's good for patients as well, and it's good for dentistry to get this message out that this is the level that education is at, and how we're making sure that we're keeping patients safe. Correct?
Yes, and I think there's a lot of I think just for the common standard of the public, there's a national study that happened this past year where they were asked if they wanted their providers to make sure that they had a minimal competency hand skills examination. No one wanted that taken away, even at the expense of not having new people come into their state. They want to keep those standards, but they want to have also access. And so what we're trying to do is try to have the best of both worlds. We are excited about how dentistry is evolving, and we are working directly with those states and with the public to make sure that they have access to both the most timely examinations. We've made changes this year based on an occupational analysis. Dentistry is evolving. We're seeing additional work that dentists are doing in their first 5 years that are around the perio space. And so that's been added to the examination, for instance.
Alex Vandiver, the CEO of the American Board of Dental Examiners. If somebody wants to learn more about ABDE, where could they go?
Sure. Our website is adextesting.org, and we'd be excited for you to come in, or we have also other contact information there. We are, again, an organization that is working very hard to protect the public, serve boards, and we're a nonprofit organization. So we're excited about our mission.
Excited to hear about this change and what it means for the dental profession. So, Alex, thanks so much for your time today. I really do appreciate it.
And thank you for what you do to help support dental professions across the country.
Absolutely. No, honored to do that, and honored to keep up with what's going on in dentistry as we head into 2026 and what this means for all of you and the future of our profession as well.
Thank you
Until
for
next,
having me.
absolutely. No, I enjoyed the conversation, and I appreciate all of you taking the time out of your busy schedule to listen to this episode of the drbycuspid.com podcast. Until next time, it's Kevin Henry, editor in chief, signing off. And as always, wishing you nothing but success ahead.